Yo, how's it going, people? Wyatt Hurts here, back with a little more Titanfall gameplay. We are heading back to Demeter. It's some back-to-back action here. We had the, what was it, the longbow sniper rifle here last round. This time it's going to be the smart pistol. You know, I have the stim pack. I'm looking for speed. I'm looking for agility with this loadout. Although I really didn't put on a great parkour display, you know. I had a couple of decent enough moments, but a lot of the time, and you'll notice it, I was just getting outmaneuvered by people just running the walls better, double jumping better, you know, cleaner, and lining me up. However, I have a pretty good round here, but it's, after looking at it, you know, despite the numbers being looking pretty good, I really didn't feel like it was anything, you know, too grand. It was just kind of a run-of-the-mill match, you know. Anyway, like I said, it's the smart pistol, the stim, the adrenaline is in there. The arc grenades, enhanced parkour kit, minion detection, and the sidewinder from my Titan killer. And that's it. And I just kind of worked this little central building, you know, running in and out of different doorways, dealing with the grunts when I had to. You know, if you noticed, I was taking some fire when I last entered the building. That's a nice little, you know, bait and switch point, you know, bait and switch location on this central building. You know, those two entry points and stairwells are pretty close together, you know. It's great for luring guys in, baiting guys in, and then doubling back, circling in behind them, you know. However, this guy that I've been tracking for quite a while now, you know, he made a great mount in the interior of that building to get up onto that second level before I could, you know, acquire him as a full lock. Finally, I just kind of wash my hands of him. I turn around, I'm thinking, this guy's just going to keep running. I'm not going to go all the way to the perimeter of the map just to get gunned down by this sucker, you know. I'm heading back into the battle zone. I got killing to do, sir. Killing to do. So that's what I do, you know. Even though it's just the AI, it's just bots, at least I'm doing something, rather than just chasing down some fleeing pilot, you know, who's running for the goddamn hills, trying to lure me into God knows what kind of ambush out there, you know. He was just waiting to get the upper hand, I have no doubt. But anyway, back in here, and again, I mean, I'm just, like I said, it wasn't anything grand. I mean, again, trying to get a pretty lousy target lock, and these catwalks and balconies were just not working in my favor a lot of the time, you know. But I was making it work. I held my ground. I scrambled a few times when I needed to, and I'm still going strong, you know. That's about it. That's really about it. Not really any real highlights there worth mentioning when the Titan finally does fall. Anyway, let's take a look at the Titan. Well, as I've been saying the past few episodes, I'm focusing on this quad rocket launcher. You know, I generationed up, you know, or I regened once. So I had to start back from scratch with it. I'm trying to bring in the 20 Titan kills with it. So it's the quad rocket launcher. I think it's in this loadout. It's the cluster missile and the electric smoke. Well, you see it right there. You know? Now this doesn't really work out too. Actually, no, this isn't the actual time here. You know what I found with this after spending some time with this Titan build? It's the Atlas chassis. For those of you that are wondering as well, you know. After I duck in here, just get a quick little reload, is with this rocket launcher, this quad rocket launcher in particular, you have to really watch out for the splash damage that's bouncing back your way. For guys, you know, especially the striders, like you see right in front of me right here, when they get in close on you, you know, you'll pick up a lot of splash damage back your way that you're dishing out yourself. You understand what I'm saying? You're doing damage to my own armor and shields, like you saw back there. I mean, I was taking a little fire from my flank while I was putting down, doing that final melee bash on the enemy strider. But I had launched a cluster missile in there prior to grabbing that strider by the scruff of the neck, and I was doing damage to myself with that cluster missile. Plus, you know, I was taking a little enemy fire along the way, and it really did a number on my armor. As you can see right now, it's just gone to shit. I'm finally forced to bail, and there we go. And I come in here, a nice little landing. I like how this played out. You can see I have a friendly with me, 2 pilots closing in on this big, I think it's an ogre, not 100% though, but I did notice he got the mount, so I thought I would play the distraction, and that's what I do initially. And then you can see, well, with the damage coming in on that enemy Titan, the enemy pilot decided to bail, and I was there to pick up the slack, so I really enjoyed that. You know, I thought that was pretty slick. The way we tag teamed that Titan, and this certainly should be, you know, you got to try and play for stuff like that, you know. If you're working as a team, obviously guys that are in there, friends that are in there, or a clan, or a team of guys that are, you know, that's how they're going to tackle Titans, you know, as a team. You know? So look out for that. Look out for those tag teams. You can when you start getting tag teamed like that, it can be rough to keep your Titan rocking, you know, especially when that Titan was as hurting as that one was. You know? Anyway, back into the central building where there's always a little bit of activity playing out. And there's no exception here. I do close in. I decide, you know what? I saw all the kind of the arc static still you know, pulsing around that or fluctuating around that guy's torso. So I knew that arc grenade had hit the target, hit the mark. And I thought, you know what? I'm gonna wait and actually get one of these full target locks. You know, the smart pistol, I do have the enhanced targeting on there. You wouldn't know it though. It's taken so goddamn long to bring in those triple target locks on the enemy pilots. There we go, finally get another one in here. So I'm doing a little bit of work, you know, redeeming myself. I don't think I've actually been put down yet, so it's been a pretty solid run, despite was being forced out of my Titan. Now right here, this is unfortunate. Up here, or did I did get put down once. That's my mistake, my bad, people, my bad. Yeah, because I do fall once here, and I think I fall once in the epilogue, as is kind of just standard practice here at Wyatt Hurts Games. Rarely do we actually survive an epilogue here, you know. And this is pretty slobby, and this is kind of what I was talking about. Again, one of these situations where I was just getting outmaneuvered and not really, you know, look at that. That is just some pitiful, I can even admit that, some pitiful fire coming my way, and that's it. You know, get sent to the grave in the epilogue. Doesn't count to my death column, but it was certainly an embarrassing death. That's for damn sure, you know. Anyway, and that's the way it goes with me with this game. That's where I'm kind of the weakest. When I start going up against those double jumpers, sometimes I'll hit the mark, but a lot of the time I'm struggling to maintain my target while he's just jumping erratically like that, you know. A lot of guys, I think it comes a little more naturally to them, so that's something I'm gonna have to work on, you know. I'm gonna have to write that down, a little personal note to self. But anyway, there we go. We brought in the victory. It was a pretty evenly matched game this time around. You know, you can see things looked pretty even on paper, so we did start to walk away with it coming down that final stretch, but that was a good time. It was a good time, you know. So let's take a look at the numbers. It turned out, shaped up to be a good, as I said, a good round number-wise, but I didn't really feel like there was any, you know, too many highlights to note that game in particular. Anyway, 8 pilot kills for me, 1 Titan, 34 minions, and that's probably why, you know, a big bulk of my my points came at the expense of the grunts and the minions in general, you know. And that's you know, I said that we're going all the way back to the beta, that the smart pistol is a spectacular tool for dismantling the minion armies that are out there, right? And 1 death, so at least the deaths were kept in check. Overall, I mean, a pretty solid round. I can't complain about it. And anybody else worth mentioning there? I mean, Mega Cole right below me, a pretty good round. His deaths and his kills were pretty even, though, you know, so that's not too great. But at least it goes to show you that he was getting into the mix of things, you know. And right below him, GVDJ, 6 pilot kills, 2 Titans, 14 minions, 1 death. That's spectacular. 47 points, and you know, you like to see that. Anyway, guys, thanks for stopping by, tuning in, checking out this round. I hope you're digging it. I hope you'll thumb it. I hope I'll see you in the next one. And until then, remember why it hurts. Later.